Validity of Pearson's chi-square test. Number 1. Independent observations. Each observation should be independent of others within a dataset. This is a common assumption across all inferential tests. It means that the measurements for each observation are not influenced by or related to the measurements of other observations. A clear violation of this assumption occurs, for example, when a dataset includes multiple siblings from the same family. Since the siblings are highly related, knowing the socioeconomic status of one sibling would allow us to predict with near certainty the socioeconomic status of their siblings. Number 2. A sufficient sample size. Number 3. Sufficient expected numbers. Let's go through the second and the third points for the 2x2 table and the table larger than 2x2. Validity of Pearson chi-square test for 2x2 tables. As stated in the page 168 and 169 of the book Essential Medical Statistics, chi-square test is valid when the overall total is more than 40, regardless of the expected values, and when the overall total is between 20 and 40, provided all the expected numbers are at least 5. Based on the statement 1, the sample size larger than 40, chi-square test is a good enough approximation. But 1 sample size smaller than 20 or sample size is between 20 and 40, combined with the smallest of the 4 expected numbers is less than 5. In these two scenarios, chi-square test is not a good enough approximation, and the alternative exact test for a 2x2 table should be used. Validity of Pearson's chi-square test for tables larger than 2x2. As stated in the page 171 of the book Essential Medical Statistics, for contingency tables larger than 2x2, Cochrane recommends that the approximation of the chi-square test is valid provided that less than 20% of the expected numbers are under 5, and none is less than 1. Based on the statement, when more than 20% of the expected numbers less than 5, or at least one of the expected numbers less than 1, chi-square test is not a good approximation and the alternative exact test should be used. If you notice, in this statement, there is no information about the sample size. What about sample size for validity of Pearson chi-square test for tables larger than 2x2? This slide, we speculate on sample size for contingency tables larger than 2x2. The left panel is for 2x2 table, which has 2 rows and 2 columns, resulting in 4 cells in total. The right panel is for tables larger than 2x2, which has R rows and C columns, resulting in R times C cells in total. For 2x2 tables, if sample size larger than 40, the chi-square test is appropriate. Given the sample size larger than 40, each cell for a 2x2 table has an average frequency greater than 10, because 4 times 10 equal to 40. We can speculate for large table with R rows and C columns, the sample size larger than R times C times 10, the chi-square test should be appropriate. For example, if row equal to 3 and a column equal to 2, a sample size larger than 16 should be adequate. If sample size less than 20, an alternative exact test should be used. Given a sample size less than 20, each cell for a 2x2 table has an average frequency less than 5. For tables larger than 2x2, the sample size less than R times C times 5, an alternative exact test should be used. For example, if R equal to 3 and C equal to 2, a sample size less than 30, alternative exact test should be used. If a sample size is between 20 and 40, and the smallest, the 4 expected numbers is less than 5, alternative exact test should be used. Given the sample size is between 20 and 40, each cell for a 2x2 table has an average frequency between 5 and 10. For large table with R rows and C columns, if sample size is between R times C times 5 and R times C times 10, and the smallest of expected numbers is less than 5, alternative exact test should be used. For example, with the R equal to 3 and C equal to 2, if the sample size is between 30 and 60, and the smallest of the 6 expected numbers is less than 5, exact test should be considered. Here is the summary. The left panel is about sample size for a 2x2 tables, based on the statement from the book Essential Medical Statistics. The right panel is to speculate on sample size for tables larger than 2x2. Currently, I do not have a specific reference for these speculations. This slide reflects a practical or rough guide I use. Please use it with caution. This is end of the video for the validity of Pearson's chi-square test. See you next video.